And welcome back from the break. This is Joy News Interactive with me, Najele Doku. Now, if you're like me, then you're curious. I am sure you've been dying to see the inside of a COVID treatment center. Well, no worries at all. Now, my colleague Komla Adum, Joy News' Komla Adum, visited a center and came back with some revealing and interesting stories. In case you missed that report, here's an excerpt.
I have one colleague who, as we say in Chinga, it's not many just to Dr. Susan Siabi, but she makes sure that I do the right thing. Sometimes I forget I'm going to hug someone and said, I'm a social distance and all this, or I'm a, you looked at it. We look out for each other.
I meet Dr. Emmanuel Amoa and Dr. Ama Edwin, who are directly offering care to some of the patients in this facility. These doctors and nurses do not just walk in and out of a treatment facility.
You have to plan the care. What exactly are we going to do in there? So that when you go in with, let's say, a doctor and a nurse, you'll finish all that has to be done for the patients before you come out.
We have some of our patients here who are willing to talk to you.
These two patients are doing well.
How are you doing?
I'm doing better. Yeah, sure, everything is going well and we are under the treatment and we are getting better.
I actually wasn't breathing properly, so I had to come in so that they can monitor me properly with oxygen and so on, support.
It's been several hours of working around the clock and sometimes on shift basis to offer care to those still here after some 18 others were treated and discharged. While these health workers give off their best, they also give up their invulnerability. More than 10,000 of them have been infected by the disease globally. In Ghana, some doctors and nurses have been compromised too. But Dr. Amoa and Dr. Edwin are upbeat, with their sights firmly set on treating others to get better.
We both had our samples taken on Thursday. He had some symptoms. I had some funny cough, itching in the throat. My son was sick, and then suddenly my mind was playing tricks on me. I had to calm down. My husband had to calm down, and he said, so the worst case scenario, you've got it, so what? I mean, we will handle it. So the psychological impact is real.
And Komla Adum will join us on phone. Hello, Komla, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay now. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, my dear. That's great and interesting stuff. How did you feel when you were about to go into the hospital?
And I have to tell you that I had butterflies in my tummy. It was
Definitely
an experience I wasn't too sure I was going to be able to do it. So when I was told by Kweko Usopepa, one of our editors, that there was an opportunity for us to go in and do this, it took me a few good minutes, say 5 minutes, to think through and make a decision. At that point, I'm thinking, what if I go and something goes wrong and you know, the worst happens, I get infected, what happens to my colleagues in the office?
Yeah.
You know, so quite a number of things running through my mind, but I was assured by the doctors that there was going to be adequate protection in terms of the PPE we donned that you saw in the
Now,
so then I made the decision that I could do it.
No, that's a brave one. That's a very brave one. Now, can you walk us through the process you went through to get the story done, the process, the whole thing, especially about the PPEs? How long did it take you to put that on before you stepped into the building?
So, give and take, it took us just about 45 minutes, all of us, to put the PPEs on. So the two doctors, myself and my camera technician from the and so that is an elaborate procedure, as you would imagine, because you have to be meticulous about each of the equipment you are putting on. So if you're putting on the gloves, there are 2 layers of gloves you put on. You're putting on the boots. There's a layer of like a covering you have to put on your leg before you put on the boots. And then the coveralls proper you have to inspect to know that there's no tear or wear in any part of the coveralls before you put them on. And then there are supervisors actually there, PPE supervisors, who are giving instructions and looking and supervising to ensure that the health officials, including myself and my camera technician, are appropriately putting on the PPE so none of our body parts are exposed. And so that was a laborious process, if you ask me. It took us more than 40 minutes to do that.
Wow.
And then from there, we made our way into the treatment facility proper, where the doctor showed me around, showed me some of the rooms which had some of the patients, and then also we had the opportunity to interact with two of them, a couple actually, a man and his wife, who both are receiving treatment at the facility. So it was a tedious process, if you ask me.
And how is the atmosphere there, especially for those that are doing better now? What's the atmosphere like? How are they feeling?
So, for example, at the time we were there were 3 people who were in intensive care. So those ones, because they are in intensive care, we were unable to, speak to any of them. But
Definitely.
Those who were in the regular hospital management center, which is the ward, they were happy, especially the 2 we spoke to. These were people who, without they telling you that they have the virus, you wouldn't even know that they have the virus.
Wow.
But they will tell you that days before they were brought into the facility, they had shortness of breath, they had sore throat, they were coughing, sneezing, all these symptoms were manifest before they were taken to the facility for care. But at the time we spoke to them, a lot of them were happy. They tell us that the doctors and the nurses have been trying so hard for them with the medications, the psychological assistance, etc. So they were gradually coming out of it. So they were doing great.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Komla. An amazing story. Great effort there. Thank you so much for joining us.